Alrighty, so I have some development from the post that I made yesterday. Kevin asked the question, what do I do when an interview asks me about all of the short-term gigs that I have on my resume? And I answer that question, so I'll post that in the chat, in this post. I'll link to it so you can see what my answer was. But he came back to me today and asked, like, whoa, wait a second. Are you saying it's okay to have gaps on your resume over having short-term gigs? Like, even if they're not relevant, like, I'll be able to demonstrate that I've been working this whole time. So my answer to him was, if somebody asks you the question, have you been, why do you have so many short-term gigs on your resume? And you respond with, well, I've been working this entire time. That doesn't really answer the question, right? And so it's totally okay, first of all, to have gaps on your resume, especially if those jobs the short-term jobs don't apply. And like owning those as part of your journey, right? So we get to tell whatever story we want on our resume. We have been taught, toxic career culture has taught us that you must list every single thing you've ever done on your resume. Lord forbid you have a gap, because you don't want to show that you haven't been working, because that's sinful. I want to challenge that thinking, because it is old school and it is toxic. It is totally okay to take breaks, especially if it was for mental health, especially if it was for like trying something new, right? And doing something for yourself. So totally cool to own that and to do so in your interviews and on future resumes, right? So the other thing I want to say too is if somebody asks you a question and you get defensive about it, that gives them enough reason to not hire you, just like based on the vibe that you're given. So it's important that you shift your energy to answering from a place of love, self-love, right? And not fear, and not like feeling like, oh, they're judge me, right? And even if they do judge me, do you really want to work for a place that's going to be judging you for taking time for yourself, trying other things, et cetera, et cetera? So some advice that I got from a career coach, her name is Lacey Cope. She recommended that your goal is to not impress. It's not to prove anything. You are there to connect with your interviewer, to make them feel good, and to be yourself. And that's going to build trust, right? If you are bullshitting, then that they're going to know, they're going to feel that that's not going to be a good vibe, and people's bullshit radar is pretty finely tuned. So good to be yourself, own it, just answer your questions out of self-love, and hopefully that helps reframe the one shall not have gaps on resume. Just know that that's totally okay. And if you have other career questions, throw them at me. Happy to answer. Thanks.